hear the analysis, the insecurity in that school, and the covering up of the school's management, I don't think I can waste my money and my children to continue in that school.
A child was killed in the boarding school. A child was raped in the boarding school. We cannot even trust our neighbor. My brother said, I don't trust him. Talk less to say, I now leave my child in a school that I don't know what will happen to him.
Before you can take your child to any school, you have to go and investigate properly and know the kind of school. Yeah, so you cannot outrightly condemn boarding school. There are 6 schools, boarding schools, that still maintain their standards.
I will not want to take my children to a boarding house anymore. The reason is I will want to be seeing them. I take them to school, go to school and bring them back. It's either I go myself or my wife will go and pick them from the school. So I wouldn't want them to spend a night outside my house so that if any trouble is coming, I will know it's coming to my house. Let me defend them the best I can. Just that the government is preventing everybody from having arms, but the way everything is going now, we need to be protecting ourselves because nowhere is safe anymore.
I think as a result of the death of a child in the school, that did not stop people going to boarding school. But all we need doing is that government should have a policy that will also be regulating the boarding school or the private school. Same policies that are ongoing in government school should also be applied in private school. I don't think there is nothing about being in a private or either government or public schools. Like I'm standing, some of my children are in boarding school and others are in public school. So the child who was taken to the boarding school at least once in a while, visiting this and all that, they should be able to go after and see how the guy or the girl is doing in the school. It's not just sending a child into the boarding school and without monitoring what is happening in the school or without monitoring the school system.
A boarding school is not a place that you can just place your child. Because when you put them in a boarding school, you may not know what is happening. You may not understand them more because they believe that they have a freedom in the school. They can do and do. If your children join a cultist group in that school, you may not know. When they come back home, they will pretend to be holy the way you think they are. But when they left the house, then go back to school, you will see them joining different kind of gang and will be doing different kind of things. Because I have a person, someone like that when you see him at home, is very quiet. But in the school, that guy, in fact, every club in this whole Abuja, you know every corner of the club. They used to rent car with a lot of money to go in flex themselves because a boy of 17 years, 16 years, they have a group because they are senator children. That's why when they come to school, they will not do participate, they will be going for different clubs. That is the reason why I myself, for me, I cannot put my child into boarding school.
No matter the circumstance, I will still bear that. Take them to boarding school because it helps shape their life. You know, most children, when they are with their parents, they always feel that they are at home. They can do anything. But whenever they go out of the parents, they learn easier. They will be able to adapt to situations. They will be able to know that, yes, if, for instance, the Gary the parents gave to him, if the Gary finishes, he knows how to cope. You understand? But while at home, he wastes things. So I can still, no matter the circumstance, allow them to go to boarding school.
Okay, the way I hear the analysis, the insecurity in that school, and the covering up of the school's management, I don't think I can waste my money and my children to continue in that school. There's no insecurity. The management is not properly arranged. There's a lackadaisical attitude towards the staffs and the students. There's no value in them. They don't value their life. So the way I hear everything, so therefore I cannot take my children to that place.
Nowadays, the kind of schools established, we cannot ascertain them now because indiscipline has now become the order of the day. Because some schools, there are still schools, but it's just that they are not much. You understand? There are still schools that are disciplined, and when you put your children there, you understand, you can still get the best out of them. But majority of the schools now, there are a lack of disciplines in those schools. So there are schools you have, before you can take your child to any school, you have to go and investigate properly and know the kind of school they are. So you cannot outrightly condemn boarding school. You cannot condemn all the boarding schools. There are 6 schools, boarding schools, that still as in maintain their standards. You understand? Well, so you cannot just totally condemn all the boarding schools. If the areas which that boarding school is situated is not secured, or as in you observe 1 or 2 things, why keeping your children in that boarding school instead of them being at home, seeing them and observe what they are into? So if the boarding school is not well, it's not, as in you don't even have any trust in them, why putting your children there? There's no need. From home, you understand, you take care of your children properly compared dropping them where you are not even sure of them.
I can likely take my children to a boarding school because of another word is security and the environment and the teaching. I mean, the environment in short would make me to take them to private school or boarding school. You know, children walking in the street day by day, crossing road is a risk. So taking them to a boarding school, they are safe. So that's why I would like to take my own children to the boarding school.
It is not the school particularly, it is the hostel where they are living. That is where the kind of acts come up, because a boys class is different, a female class is different, and they have a lot of things doing. Maybe they are bathing together, they're sleeping together, different kind of arts we start developing. Then from there, you started corrupting. That is the reason why I cannot trust putting my child in that school. That is the reason I asked you, there is a different type of trust. Then in that way, aspects, then if it's other trust of taking care of them, knowledge, fine. Boarding school is very nice. But in the aspect of other way around, where you check things around, what is going on in the community, you will notice that boarding school is most corrupt than the private or government school. Because a government school is a place that you know that every in and out, they are going and coming, and you will understand what is going there. And in other boarding school, if they do not allow you to enter, what will you know? It's only maybe once in a month or once in a year, they will tell you, say, open day. And that open day where you come and stay with them, after 4 months, you will not see them again. Then how will you tell me that my child is okay?
It depends on where the school is, the position of the school, the environment of the school. So, the security, the boarding school, they have to provide the security, enough security. So the position of the school, the environment, matters a lot.
Boarding house, many things are happening there. There's some children, they used to corrupt some of their police. So that is why I will not take my children to boarding house, because some, this world now we have some winch, and some of them might initiate their children. So in those kind of things, that is why I will not support. The world has changed. It's not like before. So this time around it's a different thing together. So that is why I will not like my children to be there. So I'll be monitoring them to see how they are behaving. And because in the boarding house, you are not there with them. So anything can happen there. That is why.
Not just trusting boarding houses, we don't trust the security of the country anymore. Where the civil or the vigilante will be going to rescue police from the hands of kidnappers. Everything has turned upside down. Police is supposed to protect the vigilantes. Vigilante is now protecting police. You see, it's funny. So, talking about security here, we are just living. There's no security from my opinion anyway. From my observation, because of things that is happening around, there's no security anywhere. There's no security anywhere. We are just living.